Hello Year 2 and welcome to today's RE lesson. So we're looking at the thinking question today. What did Jesus teach about God in a story? So we're going to have a look at one of the stories that Jesus told in the Bible and what that means about God. So your learning intention today is to understand that parables have hidden meanings. Do you know any storytellers? So I've got some pictures of some different storytellers there. Are you a storyteller? Have you ever told a story? Maybe you've read a book. Maybe you've told somebody about what you did at the weekend. That is telling a story. Jesus was a storyteller, and his stories are written down in the Bible. That's the book that Christians read. So we have a picture here. What do you notice about this picture? Who do you think this man is? Do you expect this to be a happy, a sad, a funny or a scary story? What colours can you see in the picture? Do you think this painting has a happy, sad or another mood? I can see that there is a man who I think is a shepherd, because I know that shepherds look after sheep and there's a sheep in the photo. Now, because it's on a mountainside, I think maybe that sheep is stuck. And because that shepherd, or who I think is a shepherd, is leaning down, I think he might be trying to pick the sheep up. Maybe that sheep is in a bit of danger or in a bit of a struggle. What do you notice? So what is the job of a shepherd? A shepherd is somebody who looks after sheep. They will spend their whole day with the sheep, making sure that they are okay. What would a shepherd do if they thought one of the sheep were in danger? What do you think they would do? Now imagine if your pet, or if you don't have a pet, imagine you have a pet. It's a bit like us having to look after a pet and care for them. If your pet got lost, or if your pet was in danger, you would want to make sure they were okay, and of course you would go and look for them. So if a shepherd thought one of their sheep was in danger, I'm sure that they would go after their sheep and want to care for them. So we're going to read about the story called The Lost Sheep. Now this is one of the stories in the Bible that Jesus himself taught to people. So this is the story that Jesus tells in the Bible. As we're going along, I would love you to have a think about these questions. How do you think the shepherd feels? How is he a good shepherd? How does he try to care for every single sheep? What might this teach Christians about God? Is God a bit like a shepherd, and in what ways? A shepherd had 100 sheep. He cared for them very much. He watched over them in case any animals came to attack. And I see a little wolf there. Every evening he took them back to the sheepfold and counted them to make sure they were all there. So that's a bit like taking them back home, bringing them all back. And when he did that, he would make sure that they were all there. And remember, he has 100 sheep. One evening, the shepherd only counted 99. So there's a sheep missing. How do you think he feels in this moment? The shepherd was very worried and went out to look for his lost sheep. So there's only one sheep missing, but that sheep is important to him, so he's gone to look. He searched and searched. Where was his sheep? Finally, he found it. It had got trapped among some rocks. The shepherd carried his sheep home and made sure it was safe. The shepherd was so happy, he threw a party to celebrate. Now he only had one sheep that went missing, but just this one sheep alone was enough for the shepherd to care about and want to go out to look for him. So what was Jesus really teaching in the story of the lost sheep? So the story of the lost sheep is a parable. Now that means it's a story that Jesus has told that actually has a hidden meaning to it. So in the story, a shepherd goes and looks for a sheep that he's lost, or who's got lost, and carries a sheep. Now, Jesus is saying that actually Jesus himself will be like that shepherd and will carry the person who is lost. It doesn't mean literally pick him up. It means that if somebody's perhaps a bit sad or something is going wrong, that actually Jesus cares for them in the same way that the shepherd cares for the sheep. So I've just got a few more things to look at about this story. So, interesting. So in the story, the shepherd carries the sheep. So Jesus is saying he will carry the person who is lost. In the story, the shepherd cared about every sheep. So he had 99 sheep. It was only one of them that he had lost. So maybe if he wasn't a very good shepherd, he would have gone, never mind, I've got 99 sheep, I don't need that other one. But he was a good shepherd and he cared about every sheep. So he went and looked for that one sheep. Jesus is saying that he himself, Jesus and God, care about every person. Everyone matters to God. And last of all, the shepherd knew one of his sheep was missing and needed help. Jesus knows where everyone is and who needs help. So just like the shepherd knew all of his sheep, Jesus also knows all of the people. So your task today is to make a box or leaflet to show the literal meaning and the hidden meaning of the lost sheep. So for example, here's one I've made. Here is a picture of the lost sheep. So the shepherd carrying the sheep. And inside I have written what the hidden meaning is to the story. So Jesus cares about every person just like the shepherd cared for the lost sheep. So there's the literal meaning, the meaning of the story, and then the hidden meaning about what it tells us about Jesus or God. So have a go at making that. It doesn't have to look like this. It can be however you want to do it, but make something that shows us the literal meaning and the hidden meaning. Good luck.